Good morning. This is your Stat Sensei, Mr. Spensei, and this is classwork 2.6 box plots and stem plots. And this will be problems 2 through 4. So our second video. If you want the other one, it'll be on another video. So a marketing consultant recorded the amount of money spent by 50 consecutive shoppers. So we have a sample size of 50. That's a lot of data into input at a supermarket. The amounts have been rounded to the nearest dollar. So we could spend $3 and $18, and this continues on 44 to 69. They're all random in order, not in any order, so they're randomly placed. And we need to go ahead and enter that data. So stat edit, and if we have stuff in our L1 that we don't want, we have to arrow up to the top, press clear, and then press enter. I have my data already entered, so there it is. So all my information is entered in L1. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and copy that again. Oop. L1. Well, I'm having a little trouble. There we go. So I keep my original data. All right. So now I need to place this in order because I want to make a stem plot. So my goal here is to make a stem plot. To do that, we're going to go, we're going to press the blue button and then stat again. And basically we're doing that to get the list. We're going to go over to OPS, which stands for operations. And we actually want to sort A, so we'll press enter. Well, all my data is in L1, so I want to sort A, and it's asking me what do I want to sort it on. So blue 1. I need to pause for just a moment. Apologize for the interruption. So then I'm going to press. All right, so apologize for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and it says done. And you go, well, what did it do? Let's go back to stat edit. And now we notice it's an order from least to greatest. It goes 3999. So at that point, it starts to make, we're able to make a stem and leaf plot. Well, please remember, stem's going to be our first number. When I look at this, I only have 2-digit numbers. So if I have 2-digit numbers, that means my stems are going to be start off with, that's a 1-digit number. So I can make it a 2-digit number by putting a 0 in front of it. And then everything else would be 0, 1, 2, 3. And I don't know where it stops, but we definitely have a 90. So 0, our stems are going to be 0, 1, 2, dot, 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 all the way to 9. And that's what we have right there as our stems. Okay, because we know we have a 03, and then we know for sure we also go up to 93. We may go higher, but definitely a 9. So now that I have all my data entered into the calculator, I go, okay, so I have 03, then that's going to be a 09, a 09, and somewhere in there I have an 11. Well, 11, that's written this way, 1, 1, that's 111. And then continuing on, 13, because this is 1, 3 for 13, 1, 4 for 14. Then I'll have a 1, 5 for 15. This is 16, 17, 17. And that's what I'm reading off the calculator. And I'm going to start scrolling down. 18, 19, and we got to 21. So 21 would be like right here. And notice I had 3 20s, 2, 0, 2, 0. So 20, 20, 20. So we list all the repeats. And I'm going to skip on down a ways till we get close to 70. So now we're at 61. The next one will be 69. I have nothing in the 70s. I still need the stem even though I don't have anything in the 70s. So here I have a gap. And then we have 83, then 86, and then our largest value is 93. So 93, and that reads 93. And we need to draw a key, and the key here was 07. Didn't have to be. We don't even have that number, and that's fine. You could have chosen, I don't know, 83 equals 8, 3, 8 line 3. Stem of 8, leaf of 3 equals 83. All right, let's take a look at this. It says, what shape is this? Well, I like to fit a curve to it. And if I were fitting a curve to it, I would turn it, make it look like that. And I go, because this is my lowest number, and we always start at the lowest stem, and we're going this way. And we go, oh, it looks a little bit like it's stretched to the right. So it's skewed to the right. And remember, if it's skewed to the right, the mean is to the right of the median. Skewed right, mean right. Skewed left, mean left. Well, this is skewed to the right, so the mean will be to the right. So the mean, if this were the median, if the median were here, the mean is going to be somewhere up here. And let's take a look at that because we can go ahead and calculate that. We have all the information we need, and we're going to go stat, arrow to calc, one variable statistics. And my list is in L1, so blue 1. We don't need a frequency. So I have a mean of 34.66. So somewhere in here, between 32 and 30, between 35, 32 and 35. So here, my mean is, my average is somewhere in here where I'm making this red dot. And if I scroll down, I see my median is at 28. So one of these values up here, I don't know which one, is the 25th value. All right. So one of those is there and it says describe. Well, my median's at 28. My mode, the one that occurred the most, is 28 because mode is most. And the way to think of it is you got mo of it. So mo the mode. We have a gap between 69 and 83 because there's no values. This is 69 and they're 83. So there are no gap values between 69 and 83. We're skewed to the right. We already said that. Our range is 93, our largest value, because it's the largest value minus the smallest value. So 93 minus 3 is 90. So that gives me my range. And then my IQR is Q3 minus Q1. Well, looking at the calculator, 45 is Q3 and Q1 is at 19. Don't forget IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So let's make sure we cuss this out because we have to have CUSS. Well, do we have a center? Yes. There's our center. Do we have unusual? And we say we have a gap because remember, unusual is gap and outliers. Do we talk about shape? Yes, we do. There's shape. And right here, we talk about spread. Okay? So in this case, it looks like we cussed it out completely. So we look good there. All right. Number 3, a school is having a contest in which students guess the number of candies in a jar. The student whose guess is closest to the correct number of candies in the jar wins a prize. The number of candies guessed by male and female students is shown in back-to-back stem plots. I have to warn you on back-to-back stem plots. People mess these up all the time because they turn it the wrong way. So my number line is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now you don't have to do the number line all the way across. Need to pause for just a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I look at the males. I'm gonna do the males first, and I'm like, oh, we don't have anything at 6, but at 7, we have one value, and then I have a bunch at 12. Like, oh, that means it's going to be this way. Well, I can look at that and go, it's skewed left. So take a moment and draw that out. For the females, we also have the same thing. We're going to set up, we have a number line 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I notice that I have a lot at 12, more at 11, and then one at 6. So it's like, oh, once again, it's skewed left. So both of them are skewed left, and it really helps just to make a little quick sketch. I normally don't make the entire number line. I usually take like the lowest one and the highest one and go, oh, I got a lot over here and a little over here, it's skewed left, or vice versa, as the case may be. All right. So it says compare and contrast the distributions. So in this case, it's like, oh, skewed left. That takes care of, and remember, when we're comparing and contrasting, we are cussing. So I went ahead and entered all that data. So I'm gonna go to stat edit, and please remember this is 72, this is 81, this is 90, this is 100, this is 100. So this is my male data, and I'm going to go stat calc one variable statistics. It's an L1. And I go, oh, I have a mean of 119. Well, that's a measure of center. And the median is also a measure of center, and I get 124. Okay. The next thing I'd go, well, we talk about shape. And our shape, we already said, was skewed left. So then we have our range, which is our lowest minus our highest. So our max minus our min. So 149 minus 72. This is max minus min. So we end up with a range of that. And our IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 minus Q1. And that gives us 21. So right now we have spread. So the only thing we haven't really addressed is unusual. And so we need to say no gaps or outliers. So now we've addressed unusual. So now we've completely cussed this out. On the female side, I'm going to go back to stat edit. I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to enter the females. So now I have all my female data because I see 64, 75, 78, 80, 89, etc. So I have all the female data in there. I'm going to go stat calc one variable statistic. And I have 101.72 is the mean. Please remember that's the same as saying the average. All right. And then we have, and so this right here, we're looking for our center. That's a measure of center. And this is a measure of center because remember, we got to cuss it out completely. We already said over here that it was skewed to the left. So this is our shape. This is Q1 or Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 minus Q1, 118 minus our Q1 and 90. Remember, just Q3 minus Q1. That's also shape. So we have shape, or excuse me, that's spread. So this is center spread. This is shape. And our range, remember, is the minimum minus or the max minus the min. So 122 minus our min, and that's 58. So that's spread. So the only thing that we're really missing right here is unusual. So let's look back at our picture. Do we have any gaps? No gaps, no outliers. So no gaps or outliers. And now we've completely cussed that out. Okay, heading on to the last problem. Use the histogram below to complete the frequency table. And let's see what happens right here. So first off, from 12 to 13, it's like, oh, well, that's 1. From 13 to 14, well, that's 4. From 14 to 15, that looks like 6. From 15 to 16, we have 3. From 16 to 17, we have 2. From 17 to 18, we have 3. 18 to 19, we have 1. 19 to 20, we have 2. 20 to 21, we have 1. 21 to 22, we have 1. And that's all we have. Okay, so give me just a moment because I haven't input that data. Technically, I don't have to put that data in. If I did, I would record this instead of 12 or 13, I'd record it as 12.5, but I don't need to do that. So I want to figure out what the shape is, so I'm going to put a curve to it. Okay, so if I'm putting a curve to it, that looks like it's stretched to the right, so that means it's skewed to the right. So now, and remember, we're having a cuss. So this is shape. All right, we need to talk about the spread. Well, my largest value is 22. My smallest value is 12. So max minus min, 22 minus 12 is 10. That's my spread. All right. When I look, I don't see any gaps or outliers. So no gaps or outliers. So that takes no gaps or outliers. So that takes care of my unusual. The mean, because it's skewed to the right, the mean is to the right. Remember, skewed right, mean right. So that's good. But I need to talk about either the mean or the median. Well, where is the middlemost number? Well, we have a total of 24. And so the median, you go 24 plus 1 divided by 2. That's the formula. 24 plus 1 divided by 2. So that's going to give me 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So I need to add these up. Well, 1 plus 4 is 5. That's not there. 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. Well, that's too big. So it's between here and here. So that means my median occurs between 15 and 16. So my median should be right here between 15 and 16. So median is 15 to 16. And that now takes care of my C. So now I've taken care of all of the important information to cuss and BS this. Appreciate you watching. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.